Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the topic of Einstein's photoelectric equation and particle and wave picture of the Einstein's photoelectric equation. In connective to that, we have to discuss about the topic of significance of constants H and E. So while we are going to the topic, we must recall what is called the photoelectric effect. So we already known well, whenever there is an electromagnetic wave incident on an electrode, we say about emitter. What is happening up? Because of the energy of the electromagnetic wave, that energy, as we are saying, is a wave, the energy will be absorbed by the electrons on the surface of the plate, and then once the energy is, the frequency is more than the threshold, it was noted that the electrons on the surface of the emitter plate will start moving from emitter to collector. So when you are saying about the charges are moving from one end to opposite end, then you say it is conductivity, otherwise you say it is photocurrent. So due to the application of, or due to the concept of incident photon, there is a chance of movement of electrons are there from emitter to collector, then it is to be named as photocurrent. So this is the concept of photoelectric effect. When we are going to the photoelectric effect, we have to go with certain conditions. So the first one is, above the specific value of the frequency, we say it is threshold frequency, the strength of photocurrent depends on intensity of light radiation. So we already known that if the frequency is less than the threshold frequency, even you are applying the brightest light of wavelength, so there we are not expecting any more chance of movement of charges, or there is no chance of photoconductivity is happening out. So it is must that it is to be requested that the frequency to be supplied to the emitter must be equal to or greater than the threshold frequency. So the next one is the reverse potential. The reverse potential at which the photocurrent stops, to be named as stopping potential, is independent of the intensity of light. So therefore, no matter how intense your source of light, it can't be defeat the stopping potential. So it is also analyzed that if you find a case, whenever you are applying negative to the emitter and positive to the collector, we are expecting that the electrons are accelerated toward the opposite charges, by means that the conductivity will be increased. Where in the case of, if you apply the reverse potential, by means emitter with the positive and collector with the negative, by using of a commutator, what is happening of is, even the frequency applied to the electrode, I say about emitter, is more than the threshold frequency itself, the electrons couldn't travel towards collector because of the reverse potential. So the potential difference at which the electrons blocked in the emitter itself, to be named as stopping potential. So it was noticed that if we are applying the potential difference more than the stopping potential between the emitter and the collector, whatsoever the intensity of the light incident on the emitter doesn't give any more emission of electrons. So that is called stopping potential. So the third one is, any value of frequency below the threshold value are unable to produce photoelectric current. So this is the third condition. We already known well, if we take a metal strip to the surface of the nearest star, and we are saying an example, we couldn't get any more photocurrent if the frequency of radiation incident on the metal plate is lesser than the threshold frequency. So the optimum condition, the photoconductivity will start in any metal only above the frequency, say about initial frequency to be named as threshold frequency. The photoelectric effect was almost instantaneous, which means that whenever we turn on the light source, the electrons start emitting from the surface of the metal plate. So we just say about it is almost instantaneous. We are not saying about it is instantaneous, it is near to instantaneous, because when we have a time lag between the light incident on the metal plate and the electrons on the metal plate absorbs the energy and then start emitting of electrons. That time delay is very minimum, so we say it is almost instantaneous. Now we are just going to derive with Einstein's photoelectric equation. So Einstein's photoelectric equation is simply establish the particle nature of electrons, and it is based on conservation of energy. So statement of photoelectric says that the total incident energy of light is used in two forms. So the first form is some part of energy is used as a work function of the metal, and the remaining part is used as kinetic energy of the photoelectron. So this is the statement of photoelectric effect. So from the photoelectric effect experiment, it is noticed that there is a threshold frequency below which electrons won't come out of the metallic surface. So as per Einstein's view, the light must made up of quantas or packets of energy, namely as quantum energy. So we already known well what about the energy of the photon. Is E equal to h nu. It's a Planck's relation. Okay. So if we start deriving the explanation of photoelectric effect, we are just starting with the manipulation of what about the energy conservation system or the conservation of energy system on this reaction of what is happening while you are applying a electromagnetic wave over the metal plate. So we already know the amount of energy incident over the metal plate is about incident energy will be equal to work function of the metal plate, that to be added with kinetic energy of the system. So we just find the first equation. E will be equal to pi plus k. Otherwise you can write it as k. The kinetic energy of the emitted electrons will be equal to energy of incident photon minus the work function of the metal plate. So we already known well E equal to h nu is the energy of the photon, and pi represents work function because of nu naught is the threshold frequency. So we say pi will be equal to h nu naught. So once you substitute of these two terms on equation number 2, you got the solution of k will be equal to h times of nu minus nu naught. Okay, right? So on this condition, we are just applying the the condition of stopping potential. So what is the meaning of stopping potential? It refers to the potential difference required to stop the electrons by moving between the plates and creating a current in photoelectric experiment. So the stopping potential is calculated as, or the observed as, the product of charge of electron and the stopping voltage will give the maximum kinetic energy of the ejected electron. So just notice the case here, k is the value of k will be the maximum value of kinetic energy of the electrons emitted by the photoelectric effect will be equal to the product of charge of electron. It's a constant one, and Vs represents stopping potential. Otherwise you know will be written as half mv square because it's a potential, it's a kinetic energy. So we just rewrite this equation number 4. Instead of k as E into Vs, product of charge into stopping potential is equal to h into mu minus mu naught, or otherwise we can go for the next option. Instead of k, I can write as half mv square will be equal to h times of mu minus mu naught. So we already known well nu is nothing but c by lambda. Likewise threshold frequency will be c by lambda naught actually. Okay, correct. So this is the equation number 4, 6 and 7 represents the Einstein's photoelectric equation. Now we are just trying to modify the equation instead of frequency to the wavelength. So you already known well nu will be equal to c by lambda. See, if I change with this one by the term of c by lambda, so I found c is a constant term to be taken out, by means that the equation k is a kinetic energy will be equal to h times of mu minus mu naught may be written as given in equation number 9, hc times of 1 by lambda minus 1 by lambda naught. Likewise, if you go with the equation number 6 on your as mentioned regarding the frequency side, then you can notice it is to be changed as like this in equation number 10. The same case to be happen for equation number 7 also. So you got to find equation of half mv square will be equal to hc times of 1 by lambda minus 1 by lambda naught. So we already known all the observation. You know abbreviations are mu is the frequency of incident light, mu naught is the threshold frequency, lambda is the wavelength of incident light, and lambda naught is the threshold wavelength, whereas h is a Planck's constant, c is a speed of light in vacuum. So we say Vs is the stopping potential. So by using of all these abbreviations, we can explain the concept of photoelectric effect. So we say this is a photoelectric equation. Now we are just going to explain the photoelectric equation in technical formation or in the mathematical form. So we just know the case incident energy is equal to kinetic energy plus work function of the material. So I just rewrite this equation as kinetic energy is equal to incident energy. It will be subtracted with the work function. It's equation number 1. So we already known the kinetic energy of the system emitted as E into Vs will be equal to h nu naught times of minus pi represents work function. So if I divide the term E on both sides of equation 2, I can get this term like this: E Vs divided by E equal to h by E times of nu minus pi by E. So now you get the final equation Vs representing the stopping potential will be equal to h by E times of nu minus pi by E. So you just notice that this equation is resembling the equation of standard form of the straight line. So you just have a equation of straight line, y will be equal to mx times minus c. So once you compare equation number 3 and 4, you got the final solution of m will be equal to h by E, and we say the same if you plot the graph between frequency versus stopping potential for any materials, it was noticed that the points will be of straight line. So by using of this case, we say value of slope is easily calculated. It will be equal to h by E. So slope may be written as tan theta. If you say this angle is theta and then you say opposite by adjacent, so you say h by E is equal to tan theta, otherwise h will be equal to E times of tan theta. So what is the significance of this plot is, we just notice here, by using of this plot we can find the charge of electron and h is the Planck's constant. Along that we can notice the work function pi from of the material. Okay, right? Now we are just going to introduce the concept of what are the significance of constants h and E, how we are derived by experimental manner. So we already known h is the Planck's constant, which is derived mathematically, whereas we need of experimental proof. So that proof is given from photoelectric effect. You just notice that the equation V is equal to h by E times of nu minus pi by E, which represents a straight line here, where V is measured as for different values of nu. So we already told that the stopping potential is measured with respect to different frequencies. So a graph is plotted between potential, stopping potential versus the frequency. Using of this plot, we had started calculating the value of h, E and then the work function pi here. So significant factors of h, E and pi of the cathode materials are derived from the slope itself. So the values of h determined from photoelectric experiment was found that from the above equation is matching well with the theoretical one. So the values obtained were in good agreement with the actual values of and thus confirmed Einstein's explanation of photoelectric effect. So by using of the photoelectric effect and its predictions, the value of h was analyzed. So because of the better agreement of the values, what is derived from the photoelectric effect is matching with the values what is given by Planck's as a constant. So we say that the concept of photoelectric equation is accepted by Einstein. Now we are just going to explain about particle and wave picture of photoelectric equation. We already informed that what is photoelectric effect is nothing but ejection of or emission of electrons from the metal surface. We just imagine if we are thinking about case, say an example, we are using a potassium plate which requires at least 2 electron volt to eject an electron because the work function is 2 electron volt, and then if we are making of incidence of 700 nanometer wavelength electromagnetic wave, it is of red color of energy 1.77 electron volt, you just notice that there is no more electrons are ejected. If we are just making of incident of green wavelength of 550 nanometers having of energy 2.25 electron volt, it was noticed that the energy of the photon from the green wavelength is higher than the required, or the work function of the metal plate, by means that electrons will start emitted from the metal surface with a value of around with a speed of around 2.96 into 5 meter per second. Whereas if I further increase the frequency of incident over the metal plate, so you just notice we have longer wavelength, lower energy, whereas blue is the shorter wavelength with the maximum energy. If we are making an incident of 4 nanometer ultraviolet ray over the metal plate, it was noticed that we are expecting the electrons are emitted from the surface. Then what is the difference between the green when we are applying with the green light and the blue light? So while you are using with the blue light, you can notice that the velocity of the electrons, it is somewhat higher than what we are getting by green wavelength. So you know well, whenever you are increasing of frequency, you say that because of increasing of frequency, energy of the photon is get increased. Because of absorption of more amount of energy, the electrons may be emitted with faster manner. So that is the concept of photoelectric effect. Now we are just going to compare the particle and wave picture of photoelectric equation. You just notice we just given two forms of photoelectric equation, Einstein's photoelectric equation. Here on your left case you said know that K represents kinetic energy. So in other forms it is E into Vs we can write, otherwise it is half mv square. All these three equations, the left side represents the particle nature of the photon, whereas on right side you just notice that h times of nu minus nu naught representing the wave nature. So the same case what we got here on left side, that all the three equations representing the particle nature or particle activity of the photon, whereas right side representing h and c is the velocity of light in the wave form and lambda is the wavelength. So the right side representing the wave nature of the photon. So this is the exact particle and wave picture of photoelectric equation. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the experimental verification of Einstein's photoelectric equation by Millikan's experiment. It is one of the very famous experiment which given proof for Einstein's photoelectric equation. So now you said that we are using of alkali metals like lithium, sodium and potassium. So with this contained on a spindle, it may be easily moved by using of a magnetic plate. So you just notice that we have a very thin metal plates are taken off. You just find it is kept inside the evacuated chamber with high high vacuum condition. So the spindle which is connected with the alkali metals are easily rotated by using of an electrode magnet, and then the light is exposed over the metal. If because of the exposure of light, the metal may be get radiated and to be exposed, there is a chance of irradiation leads with the radiation of efficiency. So for that we are just given with a sharp edge K here. So whenever we are using of a lithium plate and we have just started using of sodium, and then what is happening of the a sharp edge plate is getting closer with the metal plates, by means that it is used to remove the thin layer of the metal every time. So by means that we are expecting the easy exposure of the light over the fresh metal plate. So a monochromatic light by using of a spectroscope or spectrometer is used to illuminate over the metal strips given here, either it is lithium or sodium or potassium. Okay. So whenever the photoelectrons are collected by Faraday cylinder, just I forgot to note on that. So you say F is the Faraday cylinder which is useful to collect the electrons emitted by the metal plate. So it is connected with the voltmeter, by means that we have started measuring how much of electrons are emitted from the metal plate with respect to the light of frequency nu. Okay. So the photoelectrons are collected by a Faraday cylinder F. The Faraday cylinder is made up of copper oxide and it not to be a photosensitive material. So the photocurrent is measured by an electrometer connected to the Faraday cylinder. Okay. So the stopping potential of the liberated photoelectrons is measured by raising the emitter surface to a positive potential just sufficient to prevent any of the electrons from reaching the collector. So the stopping potential is a positive potential applied to the emitter, which corresponds to zero current in the electrometer. Okay. So the stopping potential V is determined for different wavelength of incident light, and then we have started plotting of V versus nu. V representing the potential difference of stopping potential against the frequency. So we can get a straight line. So by measuring up the slope of the straight line, the value of h by E is obtained. So we already known well E is a charge of the electron. So while we are applying of charge of electron E, we can easily calculate the value of h because we know the value of the slope. So the value of h calculated by this way is found agrees fairly well with the values obtained by the other methods. So thus Einstein's equation has been verified experimentally. Okay. So now by following of the topic what we discussed, you just start getting solution of the problems given here. The first problem is to find out the work function of the sodium metal plate in electron volts, which is given with the threshold wavelength of 6800 amps per unit, and h value is a constant also they given. So they given three values. Then you know well what about the formula for work function. So very simple substitution. So pi naught will be equal to h into nu naught. So you just find here they given the value of wavelength. So instead of frequency they given wavelength. So we have to convert nu as c by lambda naught. So by using up that one, you can get the values of 2.922 10 to minus 19 joules. So if you find out the values in joules alone, the value will be like this. But what they mentioned is calculate the work function of sodium in electron volt. So by means that we just divide the term the value what we got divided by 1.6 into minus 19 the charge of the electron. So by using up this one, you can get the final value in electron volt. So the work function of the sodium plate or sodium metal plate with respect to the values given here will be equal to 1.87827 electron volt. So this is a one simpler problem which is based on the topic what we discussed now. Okay. So now we have to go for the second problem. The same condition regarding the we are just going to find out kinetic energy of the electron ejected from the metal plate. You just find they said the photoelectric threshold for a metal will be 3000 amps per unit. They given the wavelength, and then they informed to find out the kinetic energy of an electron ejected from it by the radiation of wavelength 1200 amps per unit. So everything they given unit in amps per unit. So it is 10 power minus 10 meter. So they given threshold wavelength will be lambda naught equal to 3000 amps per unit, and they expected what about the kinetic energy of the electron ejected by applying of wavelength around 1200 amps per unit. So all these h and c are constant. So you already known well kinetic energy of system will be equal to half m square, which will be equal to h times of nu minus nu naught. Because of the term what they given is lambda, so we just simply rewrite this equation nu as c by lambda, nu naught as c by lambda naught. So once you start substituting all the values like this, then you got the solution of the kinetic energy of the electron emitted by the metal plate with respect to the exposure of wavelength 1200 amps per unit will be equal to 9.93 times of 10 to the minus 19 times of joules, or it is equal to 6.2 electron volt. Correct. So these are the two simple problems you may expect in your examinations regarding the topic what we discussed today. Thank you.